Hey guys, what's going on? Hope everyone is doing great on this Wednesday, April the 5th. Regular season winding down, guys. Just a few days left. Tonight we got 8 games on the schedule. 8 games, the majority of them, guys, are of importance as far as playoff standings go. Other teams looking to position themselves in the playoffs, the play-in tournament, and other teams like the Dallas Mavericks are looking to enter the play-in tournament. Very interesting matchups. We're going to break down each one of these games and see what we can come up with for tonight. So, with that being said, guys, let's get started. In the first game of the night, guys, we got Brooklyn going to Detroit to take on the Pistons. The Brooklyn Nets are currently 11-point road favorites. I had Brooklyn favored by 10 in this game. At first glance, this line, guys, of course, looks a little overinflated. Brooklyn being favored by these many points against anyone in the league on the road looks a little too much, but the Pistons are the worst team in the league, guys. 16-63, lost 10 straight. Guaranteed the worst record in the league. They're going to have the most ping pong balls in the draft lottery. That will not be changing. The Nets, an extremely important game for them. If they are to keep the distance from Miami Heat, they are currently in the 6th spot. To avoid the play-in tournament, they need to win games like this one tonight. I think they will get this game with one way or the other. The line does look a little high, though. I did check the injury report. We see Dorian Finney-Smith is listed as questionable for tonight. And for Detroit, what's interesting, Detroit, we see some players like Alec Burks. He's been out for a while, listed as questionable. He might end up playing. Magruder, Bagley. Some players that could make a difference for Detroit. It will be interesting to see if they're going to play or not. I'm favoring a play with Brooklyn here, guys, but I'm kind of hoping that some of these players do come back from Detroit. We get a little bit of a better line. I got to admit, I don't really feel that comfortable laying 11, even though I do think Brooklyn will go in there and get the job done. My play in this game is Brooklyn with the minus 11, but I am going to wait closer towards game time, hopefully get a better number. I do expect us to get bet down, even if we can get a minus 10. That would be great, but I do expect Brooklyn to go in there and win comfortably. In our next ball game, we got the New York Knicks traveling to Indianapolis to take on the Pacers. The Knicks currently 4.5-point favorites. I had New York favored by 6.5. 2-point difference, guys. My estimate with the actual line. The reason being is when I did my estimates, I had Jalen Brunson, playing. He was ruled out for this ball game, which means Jalen Brunson and Julius Randle will be missing. Their two top players are going to be out. New York actually opened over here with as an 8.5-point favorite in this game. This ball game, guys, is pretty much the only game tonight which does not have any meaning as far as the standings go. The Knicks are pretty much locked into that 5th spot. I don't think they're going to be moving from there. And the Pacers, we all know, have been eliminated from any playoff competition. So in this game, guys, how I see this playing out, of course, a bet on Indiana would look very attractive over here since Brunson and Randall will be out. But the Knicks, guys, keep in mind that they have a lot of quality players that are deep in Tom Thibodeau's bench that have not gotten a lot of minutes. They're going to be getting an opportunity tonight. I think they're going to come in here and play lights out. I actually like the Knicks here with this minus 4.5. This is going to be my play in this game. The Pacers, guys, have been struggling, not been playing well. Even though they are tough at home, and this line does look attractive, the plus 4.5. I'm going to be going with the Knicks because I think the guys that are going to come in and fill in for Brunson and Randall are going to be playing with their hair on fire tonight, guys. I like the Knicks here, and I kind of like them a lot with this minus 4.5. In our next ball game, we got the Chicago Bulls making the short trip from Chicago to Milwaukee to take on the Bucks. The Bucks are currently 7-point home favorites. I had Milwaukee favored by 6.5 in this game. Both teams are going to be playing the second night of a back-to-back. The Bucks were in Washington. They won that game comfortably against the Wizards. The Bulls were at home taking on the Hawks, who were without Trae Young in that game. Chicago lost that ball game. With the Bucks win yesterday and the Celtics loss to the Sixers, it looks like the Bucks have all but wrapped up the first place in the Eastern Conference. They do have a 3-game lead against the second place Celtics with just 3 games left to go. It looks like a wrap. Chicago, on the other hand, guys, is still involved in a fight for better positioning in the play-in tournament. They are currently 10th with 2 games behind the Raptors. It does look kind of unlikely that they're going to move up. It looks like they're going to be finishing in the 10th spot, but they still have chances, and I think they're going to make the most of it, go for it, and see if they can pull off the miracle. In this ball game, guys, obviously the Bulls do have more motivation to win this ball game. Personally, I have taken the Chicago Bulls with the +7. I took them overnight. I'm expecting closer towards game time. We might get some surprises, and Coach Bud might rest Giannis, Jrue Holiday, since this is going to be the second night of back-to-back. We have gotten used to them doing some load management. Chris Middleton is expected to come back in this game. He was rested yesterday. But I think we might see something closer towards game time, some of the players missing. If all of the players play for Milwaukee, guys, I'll reassess the situation. I don't know if I'll be keeping this bet. But as of now, Chicago +7 is my side in this ball game. In our next game, we got the Toronto Raptors in Boston taking on the Celtics. The Celtics are currently 3-point home favorites. I had Boston favored by 4.5 in this game. Boston was in Philly yesterday, lost a very close ball, a wild ball game. They almost turned an impossible game to turn around. They were down something by like 7 or 8 points with just 20-25 seconds left, and they came close to winning that ball game, guys. Just some crazy stuff happening at the end. Jason Tatum missed a shot at the buzzer that would have sent the game to overtime. Boston ended up losing that game by 2. Like I just mentioned before in my analysis in the Bulls-Bucks game, the Celtics have dropped to 3 games behind the Celtics for the tops of the Eastern Conference. Looks like their regular season is going to wrap up with them finishing with the 2nd spot. And we can see this just by looking at the injury report. Jason Tatum is listed as questionable. Marcus Smart also listed as questionable. Horford is going to be out, which makes it look like the Celtics guys are going to rotate some players in and out, give Tatum and Smart some rest. Even though they haven't officially been ruled out, Jaylen Brown is going to come back. He's going to play in this ball game. He sat out yesterday. The reason for this short line. Toronto was also in action. They were in Charlotte, won that game comfortably against the lowly Hornets. Tonight, they are going to be coming into Boston full speed ahead. They have won their last couple. In this game, guys, Toronto, the only team really with motivation in this ball game to win. They are in a fight with Atlanta to move up to the 8th spot. They are currently 40-39, identical records with just 3 games left. A game that Toronto does need. The reason for this short line. For me, guys, even if Tatum and Smart sit, I like the Celtics rotation players, their bench, the guys that'll come in. I think we can take advantage of a short line like this. It's only short because Toronto does have the motivation. They need to advance their position in the playoffs. Personally, I'm going to be looking to take a play with Boston here and the -3. I think it's going to be the correct side, even without Tatum and Smart. Even though if they get ruled out, guys, this line will go much shorter. I think if we wait closer towards game time, we might even get something better than this. But I am going with Boston in this game. I think they're going to be the right side. In our next game, we got the Washington Wizards traveling to Atlanta to take on the Hawks. The Hawks currently 11-point home favorites. I had Atlanta favored by 9.5 in this game. Both teams going to be on the second night of back-to-back. Atlanta was in Chicago, where they ended up winning comfortably. A big blowout win against the Bulls. Playing without Trae Young in that ball game, he was out of that contest with an illness. I saw in the injury report. Tonight he's listed as questionable. Chances are he's going to be making his way back into the lineup. Bogdanovic listed as questionable, possible rest. And DeAndre Hunter listed as out still. The Wizards at home against the Bucks lost big. They ended up losing that game by 12, but it was a no contest pretty much throughout. They lost 140-128. What's interesting here, guys, I did take a look at the injury report, and this is actually the first time in quite a while that I've seen the starters for Washington: Porzingis, Kuzma, Beal, Monte Morris, all of them listed as questionable. Usually we would see them being held out. This is kind of strange, even though Washington, we know, has been eliminated from the playoffs, have no chance. They are locked, tied up with the Pacers and the Magic, 34-45. It doesn't make any difference. They're going to be heading home and on vacation next week. Guys, in this game right now, I'm going to take a shot with the Wizards with the plus 11, just in case a lot of these Wizard players get ruled in and the line drops. Maybe we can go for a middle later, but I'm going to see. This is going to be very important on my decision in this game. If all these Wizard players get ruled out and the line doesn't move, I might just hedge it and get completely out of this ball game. I can't say I really like any side, but my strategy right now, just by looking at the injury report, I'm going to be taking Washington the plus 11. If none of those players play for Washington, Atlanta could very easily blow this team out. But my strategy is going to be taking Washington with the plus 11, and if Washington players come back, line drops, then flip, take Atlanta, possibly go for a middle, or else very tough game to handicap, guys. Good luck on picking a side in this game. In our next game, we got the New Orleans Pelicans at home taking on the Memphis Grizzlies. The Pelicans currently 5-point favorites. I had New Orleans favored by 4 in this game. A very high line, obviously, because the Pelicans do need this win a lot more than the Grizzlies do. The Grizzlies are pretty much locked into the second spot in the West. I don't think they're going to be budging from there with just a couple games left in the season. It looks very unlikely that they will move up or drop. The Pelicans, though, guys, are in a fight. They're a half game ahead of the Timberwolves in the 8th spot in the West. They need to keep pace, stay in this top part of the play-in tournament, or possibly even move up. I don't think they will be dropping out. Just 3 games left. The Mavericks are 3 games behind. I can't see anything wild happening over there, even though, of course, everything is still possible. The Pelicans, with this high of a line, guys, the books are telling me that they are definitely the favorite in this game. Even though yesterday they were at home against the Kings, got blown out against the Kings. Were hitting threes from all over the place. The Pelicans didn't have much of a chance in that game. When Sacramento's hitting their shots, they're extremely tough to beat. The Grizzlies were at home against the G League Blazers. Man, they got close to becoming the second team to fall to this G League team. The Blazers were up by 5 late in the 4th quarter, actually midway through the 4th quarter, but Memphis made a big run at the end, ended up winning that game by 10. I can't say it was the most comfortable of wins. The Grizzlies have shown recently that they have kind of taken their foot off the pedal, kind of relaxed. Not a good sign, I think, heading into the playoffs. This line right here does show me that the books expect the Pelicans to win and cover the spread, and I think I'm going to follow. My play in this game, New Orleans and the -5. In our next matchup, we got the Sacramento Kings traveling to Dallas to take on the Mavs. The Mavs currently 6.5-point home favorites. I had Dallas favored by 5.5 in this game. Dallas, we all know, guys, is fighting for their life to make the play-in tournament. They are just a half game behind the Thunder. The Thunder are keeping them alive by losing games they should be winning. Dallas still has hopes to get in there, just a half game behind. What's good for Dallas is their remaining 3 games are at home. Which means that if they win all 3 and Oklahoma City drops 1 or 2 of those ball games of their remaining games, they could slip in. There were some rumors going around that the Mavs could hold out Luka and Kyrie. The players squashed those rumors and announced that they will be playing. As long as they have chances, they're going to keep playing. This line, guys, obviously extremely high. The Kings, I know they're going to be on the second night of a back-to-back, but this is overinflated for the simple fact that Dallas is in a must-win situation. Personally, I cannot bet on the Mavs with this kind of handicap, 6.5. I'm going to be looking to take Sacramento here in the plus 6.5. Sure, I expect Dallas one way or the other to win this ball game, but I think it's going to be close, even though we know the Sacramento Kings guys can easily go in there and win a back-to-back ball game. They don't rest any players, no load management for them. They play every game hard. The Kings guys, a very tough team. Sacramento and the plus 6.5, I think, does have some value. Guys, what will be interesting here is to see who Jason Kidd is going to start in this ball game. If I see the start, I'm going to wait actually right before tip-off. I want to see who Jason Kidd is going to start in this game. If he ends up starting the big guys, JaVale McGee and Powell together, or Christian Wood gets a big lineup out there that can play some defense, because it showed in their last game that it was very effective when he had that lineup out there. If he plays those guys, Dallas could do some damage in this game, actually get some size on the court to clog up the lane, get some rebounds, and help themselves on the defensive end where they have been struggling. Right now, as of now, guys, Sacramento plus 6.5 my play, but I will be waiting close towards game time to see what the starting lineup is going to look like for Dallas. In our last game of the night, we got the Los Angeles Lakers in LA, back home after this long road trip, taking on the Clippers. Theoretically, they are still on a road trip because the Clippers are the home team here, but they're back home, sleeping in their own beds in LA. Clippers currently 3-point favorites. I had the Clippers favored by 3.5 in this game. The Lakers were involved in a very tight ball game yesterday in Salt Lake City. They barely snuck out a 2-point win against the Utah Jazz. They needed overtime in order to do that. Back-to-back set coming in tonight. I did check the injury report, guys. It looks like LeBron James and Anthony Davis are listed as questionable with a possible rest. I don't know if they'll want to miss this ball game. No, we know LeBron is a little up there in age. Playing a second night of back-to-back can't be easy, even though a game with the Clippers is always possibly motivation for him to play. D'Angelo Russell has missed the last couple for the Lakers. He's also listed as questionable. Looks like he might be back in the lineup. We do got to see who's going to be playing for the Lakers. The Clippers look like they're going to have everybody, their main guys in. Eric Gordon, who has missed the last couple for them, is listed as questionable, along with Marcus Morris. The rest of the players, besides Paul George, we know is going to be out until at least the second round of the playoffs. Clippers favored by 3. I'm going to jump on this line, guys, early right now. Lakers, the Clippers in the -3. If Anthony Davis and or LeBron sit out, this line, of course, is going to skyrocket, go higher. This is my strategy in this game. Even though the way the Lakers have been playing lately, even on the second night of back-to-back, they could beat the Clippers if everybody plays. But I kind of think that with them pretty much being comfortable now in the making the playoffs, I think they'll want to rest some guys, not risk any injuries in a game that doesn't have the biggest of meanings for the Lakers. I'm going to be going with the Clippers here and the -3. And this is what I got for you guys tonight on this 8-game schedule. Some interesting matchups. Could expect a lot of crazy stuff again today. From now until game time, guys, I'm sure we're gonna have some surprises over on the injury report. If I need to update some of these plays, check out my Twitter, my Telegram, and if I have enough time, I'll make another short little video that will update these plays later on, closer towards tip-off. And that's what I have for you guys tonight. Good luck on whatever you decide to bet, and I will see you all in the next video. Have a good one, guys. Later.